Alright, hello everyone, Kardis here. Lately I've been diverting my attention to this game. It's called Tales of Maj'Eyal. The background is just the AI handling its business, but this is a roguelike game. Roguelikes are characterized by turn-based gameplay, so it's sort of hard to see here, but nothing moves until you do, which will become immediately apparent as soon as I start. It said there is currently, I believe it means there are currently, Kardis. I've been playing a little bit, trying to find a good way to play the class that got me most interested when I was looking at all the available classes, but I had to unlock it first. So I've got experience as a dwarf bulwark, but today we're going to be playing a Temporal Warden. It's an interesting class. I'll get to it right now. Yeah, it's fine. He's dead anyways. Or soon to be dead. So, at the very beginning it starts you at the level up screen. You get to apply your points from level 1. You can take points out of whatever you want and put them wherever you want. You have sort of 4 things that you can get at level up. You gain 3 stat points every level. We only get 2 because the minimum required stats for this class forced us to put a point into something. I'm not sure what that something is. Probably strength, because we have the -2 penalty from our race. And I kind of glossed over that, but in time. We're going to be starting with 1 point in Dex and 1 point in Willpower. Quick overview: Strength, as you can see on the right side, gives physical power, encumbrance, and physical save. Dexterity, defense, range defense, and accuracy. Physical power determines your damage with physical attacks, including archery, slings, swords, obviously. Bulwarks actually attack with their shields, so that kind of thing. Encumbrance is how much stuff you can carry. Your physical save, some attacks will give you a negative effect if you fail to meet a physical save threshold. Or like yeah. So there will be some number that if they roll it and beat your physical save, then you get hit with that negative effect. Usually stuff like bleeding or being pinned because you got shot in the legs or whatever. Dexterity gives defense, range defense, if your defense is high enough you just won't get hit, period. It will do no damage. Accuracy helps you hit other people. Constitution gives max life and physical save. Pretty self-explanatory. Magic gives spell power and your spell saving throws. This is not to be mistaken with your mental save, but spell save will prevent effects like if somebody shoots a fireball at you, maybe you won't catch on fire, you'll just take initial damage. Spell power determines damage of spells. Some other things like... here's one. This ability is affected by spell power, so, you know, different magical spells. Willpower increases your well, a lot of stuff. Stamina and mind power. Stamina is used to limit the frequency with which you can use special attacks. Mind power is a lot like spell power except for mental attacks. As soon as we pick up a mind star, I'll show you what that's about. Mental saves and spell save. Again, spell save is the same thing. Mental save, there are a lot of effects that mind attacks can cause, most notably blindness and confusion. So that helps with that. And finally, cunning, which we won't be using at all on this character, increases your base crit chance. I don't know how much per level. Let's find out. Yeah, so increases your crit chance a little bit. Mental save, same thing as before. Mind power, same thing as before. We need that point in dexterity though. Then we go over to class points. You'll notice that these titles are in green and these are in gray. We can't increase this for a lot of reasons. But at level, I think 10, 20, and 30 we get category points, which will allow us to potentially take some of these. For now, I'm going to put both of these points into weapon folding from Chronomancy. We have a dual wielding subtree, which just has special attacks. I think these are all special attacks. Any of this passive? Yeah, these are all just special attacks. While dual wielding, you'll notice that they have a stamina cost, 15.9 in the case of this one. Yeah. We have an archery tree. This class is noted for switching between melee and ranged as is appropriate. So it's a little bit harder to play, but we'll get into some of those details. We can't raise this tree though because our starting dexterity isn't high enough. Celerity. This increases our movement speed, but of much greater relevance. It allows us to swap weapons without using a turn, and I'll show you why that's useful. Oh, I accidentally clicked on that. Show you why that's useful in a moment. Chronomancy. This thing just gives you a raw increase to your strength stats so that you don't have to allocate as many stat points, since we'll have plenty of class points eventually. Weapon folding increases our damage per hit, gives us temporal damage, and it reduces paradox, which I'll cover momentarily. If we don't feel like spending a category point to unlock another category, we could use it here, for example, and it's kind of clipping, but that 1.3 there, if we clicked on this, it would go up to like 1.5, and it raises the effective level of the talent. So you can see right now my effective level is 2.6 instead of 2, because I'm at 1.3, so 2 times 1.3 is 2.6. This is a sustained ability, so it has a cost, in this case paradox, which I'll also cover in a second. And yeah, like I said, it just gives raw increases to damage. Over in generic point land, the top is always your racial tree. I chose to be a Shaelor elf, which allows us to get a general speed bonus for 8 turns. It pairs nicely with this class because there are a lot of other general speed bonuses, or global speed. It kind of switches between the two, but they mean the same thing. But there are a lot of those available to this class, and so for, I don't know, how long does this one last? So 4, maybe more as we level it up. But, you know, for like 8 turns, you can go crazy and take like 5 attacks per round or something. So that can be pretty cool. Gear drops pending. Sorry. Technique combat training. We're probably going to max thick skin at some point. I don't know about any of this other stuff. Dagger mastery for sure. Weapons mastery maybe. And we'll probably end up with armor training. But all of these things improve just melee combat. This reduces all damage. This lets you wear heavier armor. We would only take 1 point into this, to not really to wear the mail, although we might in the early game, but mostly for the helmets and boots and stuff. We'll probably end up in cloth at the end, but not right now. Let's see. Oh yeah, this increases just damage. This increases physical power and weapon damage when you're using those 3 weapons. Apparently this used to stack with this, so like if I equipped a sword and a dagger, both of the weapons would benefit from the physical power and damage increase from both of these traits, so you could go completely like hog wild crazy. And then if you put like a staff in your offset, it would still technically be equipped, so your sword and dagger in your main hand would also gain the staff bonuses that these receive, so you could go crazy, but that's not the case anymore. They fixed that. Chronomancy we're probably not going to use. Or, yeah, Chronomancy/Chronomancy. Space-time weaving, however, we will use. This is a controllable teleport, pretty rare in this game from what I found. Most of them are completely random. This lets us teleport a decent distance away, three tiles right now. And most of this other stuff is actually kind of bad. I don't know if I'll be using any of that, but I will be using Dimensional Step. So that's how we're going to spend our points. To recap, it was 1 point into Dexterity, 1 point into Willpower. I put 2 points into Weapon Folding. We needed 1 more point from Willpower, I think. No, maybe we didn't. Okay. Anyways, 1 point into Dimensional Step. Yes, we accept the changes. And I just hit Escape to get out of that menu. As a Chronomancer, we are a Keeper of Reality. The Keepers of Reality are a group of Chronomancers who basically took the moral high ground and decided that we're going to fix all the timelines because we're awesome. Yes. And you can see that. The Spell Blaze, basically magical forces ravaged the land, so now everybody hates the mages. But apparently it also had effect on temporal streams, and chronomancy exists as a direct result of that. Okay. Alright. Grand Keeper has requested to see us, to give us our first quest. The nearby unhallowed morass inhabitants are growing restless. Okay, let's go there. This is probably the hardest starting zone in the game that I've played so far. The reason for that... Oh god, we got a terrible quiver. Okay, so you can see here I've only got 6 arrows. I'm going to restart. I will be right back. I would like at least 10. And there's a very specific reason for this. The boss of this area is very difficult to kill, and it doesn't get any easier when you have to reload constantly in the middle of a fight. So I'll be back in a sec. Well, what the hell, while we're here we can talk about racial decisions for a second here. We're going with Shaelor Elves because of their racial talent, Grace of the Eternals. They get a penalty to Strength, a small bonus to Dex, and they get Magic, Willpower, and Cunning. We're mostly going for Grace of the Eternals. These matter a little bit in the early game, but don't matter too much. They do receive an experience penalty because they're a little bit stronger than the average human or whatever. They gain 9 HP per level, which will be modified by our class, if I can get it to stay, which gives +0 for this class, but something like a Bulwark you can see +2, so we just get to keep our Shaelor Elf status. Alright, and you can see I've got some locked classes. Yeah, I just haven't successfully completed certain quests. And there was a tutorial in the top right, by the way, so just keep that in mind. If you're totally lost, check that out. Okay. And unfortunately, if you say no to this quest, you can never go there and you just miss out on the XP. And semi-decent item. Oh, much better. An 11 arrow quiver. Alright, so first things first, you press Z, you go into auto explore mode. Alright, that makes this game much more fast-paced than a lot of roguelikes. Most of the time you have to manually click around and it takes forever. I've rebound all of my keys, so I'm not going to speculate on what you're supposed to do. But you can switch weapons with a hotkey. I put it to Q for this class specifically. Oh god, I didn't activate my sustained abilities. Well, I have to do that. And as you can see, every time I use an ability, they get to take an action as well. That's just how it goes. My hotkeys are set up so that I can use this Rune of Shielding to absorb 100 damage from the next attacks. This doesn't use an action, by the way. You can see its usage speed is instant, whereas this is 1 turn and 1 turn, respectively. And I've switched to my melee weapons, and now I'm going to attack. Right there, I used this skill. I pressed 2 and just targeted him. To move and target, I recommend using the number pad if you have one. And for example, I'm going to hit number pad 7. If you think of my square as 5, this guy's in 7. So 7, 7, and he dies. After each combat, I like to switch to my bow and rest. I will forget to do this and show up to fights where stuff is at range, and then I'll switch to my bow and have no arrows. So be prepared for that level of failure. Up here you can see my health. my stamina. And this is paradox. Now, you want your paradox to be low, because as it gets higher, crazy stuff starts to happen. You can see it says they'll become more difficult to control, abilities can fail disastrously and have ridiculous effects. We'll cover that when it happens. It hasn't happened to me yet. I've died a lot trying to play this class. You can see here I'm hitting 4 to use my bow. This is shoot, and we have to reload the quiver with arrows from nowhere. But red means he's out of range. I'm going to shoot anyways, though, because I bet he'll move into range right now. Yeah, see? Projectiles have travel time, and it didn't make it all the way to this tile in one turn, so he basically walked into my arrow for me like a gentleman. You can manually reload if you need to. If you rest, reloading will happen automatically, so just keep that in mind. And I like to spend a lot of this area in ranged combat, so I'll use that instantaneous teleportation to move away. And yeah, basically just explore the land. The reason that this place is very difficult is because nothing in here drops loot of any kind. So we're going to be fighting the boss probably at level 2 or 3 with starter gear, which is awful. We improved our situation a little. Oh, there's a guy to the north. There we go. I can barely see him on the map. Little red dot. But we can probably get to level 3, maybe level 2 if he's right on top of us when we get into the next room. Nasty. Okay. But, well, he might kill me. I mean, straight up, I can't really guarantee success in the fights against him because he's really random and annoying. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I've beaten him plenty of times. He's just super annoying. Does not always do what I want. Let's see, to the north. Anytime Auto Explore stops you, it has a reason. And right there, I don't think I just missed. I think he actively moved out of the way of my arrow. You can do that. I'll be showing you that as soon as we go to the Scintillating Caverns. Which will happen right after this, pretty much. Here we go. That one extra square. I'm getting pretty lucky with my damage rolls here. Getting pretty high damage, 11 and 11. Normally, usually get just a little bit less. Makes them require 2 shots to kill. And that was just a straight up miss. Oh god. Alright. And this class apparently has recently received some nerfs. I haven't been playing except until this patch, so I have no idea what they did. Here I was pinned by a trap, so Auto Explore will do nothing. If you hit 5 on the number pad, you'll just wait until, or you'll wait 1 turn, like I did right there. Oh, these things are so fast. Die. Okay. Okay. You'll wait 1 turn, so sometimes that can be useful to get rid of negative effects, or like I used it there to let him close distance with me a little bit, so that he would be in range, but I wouldn't be moving closer to him, if that makes sense. And yeah, one thing I don't like about this place is this isn't a wall, but I don't know how you're supposed to know that. Also, these pen traps are annoying. It's really dangerous. I haven't had them kill me, but they're certainly annoying. Okay. Oh, whoa, whoa. Whoa. Wonder what that's gonna look like in the recording. Maybe nothing. I think Fraps only captures, like it's capturing a direct video feed from this game. And as you can see, when I don't use my shield, I pretty much get owned because I'm in starter armor. And that will come into play in the boss as well. Oh boy. Okay, so when the screen goes all blurry like this, and specifically when I have this stat on, this is confusion. I have a 50% chance to fail whatever I'm trying to do. So I'm just going to try and move, and he used some kind of teleportation ray on me, which is super annoying, but at least I live to tell the tale. So, let's give it a shot. Oh, there is one other thing. So these guys have a red border. There is another type of border as well. Oh, and here you can see his projectile turn back the clock. I'm just gonna... Oh, I'm pinned. Really? Alright, well, no problem. You can teleport without using an action. Alright. Yeah, and I don't like those guys at all. They teleport around and they're annoying. It stopped me because I'm pinned. Okay. There we go. It doesn't usually stop you for no reason. There are a few annoying exceptions to that, but for the most part it's pretty good about letting you auto-explore in peace. We gained a level, but I want to make sure I'm not going to get spidered while I'm doing this. Okay, for our first level that we actually earned, 3 points into dexterity so we can get bow mastery. This will help us out a lot against the final boss. As for this category, dagger mastery, I'd rather have this, honestly. It increases the range. Just, that's good. That's what we need. You can see, used to be this far, now I can go like to here. So, I'll take it. This lets us stay out of range, and being able to control this teleport is ultra handy. That's my mouse moving. Being able to control the teleport is nice. Manually controlling this thing like this is not so nice. You have to hold down shift and use the arrow keys. It's kind of lame, actually. Alright, I didn't get confused that time, because I guess I made my save. Wish I didn't hold that shift while I was doing that, but oh well. What can you do? And doing things this way, stuff gets cleared out pretty quickly. This is, like I said, probably the hardest start. Maybe if you made a dwarf caster or something, doing the dwarf land would be kind of challenging, but not really. It's not that hard, I didn't think. But then again, I was playing a orc, so technically that character's still alive, I think. It's just kind of got owned. So, like, I have no lives left, and I'm gonna die, and then I rage quit. So, that's where it is with that. I underestimated the orcs because I had no difficulty with anything else in the game, except, I think, one boss. So, that was because of bad gear. This guy being an ass. And try to make sure that you reload your bow in between fights, or you'll get burned. Okay. Why did I get hit by that? I'm crazy. Okay. Reload. And if you look in the minimap here, it stopped because of something off screen. As our class, it's really nice to just teleport into range, because this stuff will start outside of your range, and it's annoying. I should have done that. Okay. One problem with using the shield like I just did there to try and mitigate ranged attacks, that melee attacks, is that it has a limited duration. So when I switch to my melee weapons, you can see it's not available right now. Didn't matter in this situation, might matter in the future, depending on, circumstances of combat. All of the maps are generated randomly, except the towns. Oh, no you don't. Okay, all of the maps are generated randomly, except the towns and a couple of, like, boss rooms and stuff. Some of them, them being the boss rooms, are generated semi-randomly, so part of the dungeon will be random, and then it's just that the last floor might always have one feature, and you can see I don't like the shallower start very much because the shielding rune, usually it runs out before before you take 100 damage. So if it was healing, for example, healing, I could wait to use it until 50 health and then I would probably regain it, like if it was a regeneration rune or something. But the odds of me taking 100 damage in 5 turns at this level are pretty bad. So that's just how it is. I've tried a couple of different things in my efforts to play a Temporal Warden, and admittedly I haven't gotten past level... Oh, here's the boss. You can tell by his purple and because he has unique model, and his rank is boss. This is the Weaver Queen. And this thing is a pain in the ass. It will randomly teleport you around. I resisted the banishment though. That's great. We're already off to a good start with the Weaver Queen. You'll notice that she just kind of moves around left and right until, you know, whatever happens. Oh, whoops. Thought I'd already switched. Clearly not. I'm going to use my racial thing. It's got kind of a long cooldown, which is why I haven't used it sooner. Almost. He's almost dead. Oh. Where'd she go? Oh, man. Yeah, here's what I was afraid of. I hate this thing so much. It's so fast is the problem, and then it teleports you away and you can't do anything about it. Might die here if she zaps me before my shield goes up. She didn't. Oh, also she uses a regeneration infusion just to troll you more. Get used to it. Yeah, see? Whenever you're not on screen, she's regaining life. So I've kind of backed her into a corner, but I keep getting pushed around, which is why I prefer to use ranged attacks. Who knows where she went? No one. Oh. Alright, I have to start all over. If you rest, they rest, and they'll full heal, so now we get to go exploring again. Yeah, but that's why I think this is probably the hardest one in the... or at least that I've played with this class. Maybe it's easier for the time mages or whatever class that is, but the time warriors don't have it so easy. There's a trap somewhere. Up, here we go. One other thing that's bad about Auto Explorer is it can, as you see, make you take ridiculous damage. I got teleported to over here. I don't really have any way of doing anything about that. I just have to sit here and hope that RNG teleport will allow me to, because you can't, like, I can't go through walls with my controllable teleport, but the random teleport that Shaylor start with might allow me to... Man, we were doing so well last time. It might allow me to get to them, so that's why I'm doing that. And because she moves like every turn, she has a high rate of dodging my arrows, which kind of sucks. And you're seeing the effects of that right here. I don't know. I ran out of ammo. Okay. And now I'm out of shields for the foreseeable future, so if she decides to shoot me like that, yeah, I died. Yeah, it's not good. So death is kind of interesting. May as well get my sustains back. You start with lives in adventure mode, 2 lives. You gain them periodically. And yeah, you can see my arrow is in mid-flight, probably having trouble hitting her here. And this is what this boss does. And there's not really a solution for it that's good. I think it's pretty ridiculous, personally, but, you know, whatever. I still got confused, even through my, Oh, can I shoot, please? Okay. I think part of my problem, I should just be targeting this square outright. Whoa, what just happened? She hit me for 133 and 136? Oh my god. Not a good run, but no, we need to rest because it breaks all of our sustains. Okay, and guess what? She's at full HP again. I'm not really sure why they decided to make this boss so much harder than all of the others, but, you know, nothing I can do except just attack and hope it works out. So, that's what I'm gonna do. See, and then we get teleported, and now she gets a full heal, because I would have to spend like 8 turns with her off screen. So, pretty rough goings here. Oh, and I'm not reloaded. So all I can do is hope that I time my shield in a way that'll let me do damage to her, you know? Pretty sucky deal. Okay, I'm gonna try for the shield right here, see what happens. You saw her just heal a bunch of her life, because she can do that. Very annoyingly. What happens if I teleport right onto them? Whoa. Come on. Gonna kill me? Well, I resisted the teleport. That's good. Get back here. Finally. Alright, well, it took most of our lives to do that. Let's spend our levels. Oh, to level up, by the way. Yeah, and she gave me 2 levels. Because she's level 7. Ridiculously over-leveled. But anyways, for our levels here, going to 20, picking up Flurry is good. Piercing... Excuse me, I'm recovering from a cold. Piercing arrows, kind of meh. I haven't had a good chance to put it to good use. So I'm just going to go with that. I think I'm going to pick up a point of Dagger Mastery and keep leveling Dimensional Step because it's really good. Rest of the points going into Willpower. This is the ultimate goal because it's great, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Okay. Flurry is a dual strike attack. Basically it just lets you hit 3 times with your weapons, so 6 times total. Here, when we're in town, we get this buff that gives us 5,000 extra HP, which is great because we've got a level 50 boss. Don't worry though, we have friends. See all these guys? They're gonna help us out. And they're gonna make short work of him. Alright. If you manage to get the killing blow, he gives you a lot of XP. We didn't, so oh well. As far as I can tell, he always drops a glowing shard, and then this other stuff is just random. Yeah. Alright. Identify. Every class can identify stuff for free. It's no big deal. This we're going to wear. It gives us a bonus to our temporal damage, which we cause because of this ability. We're going to equip this as long as it isn't powered. So you can see this says powered by arcane forces. If it says powered by magic disrupting forces, we can't use it because it'll disrupt our magical abilities. Our sustains have a chance of failing every round. It's really annoying. I have a transmogrification chest because I've gotten to a certain point in the game. It's not too far in, and if you play something like a Dwarf Bulwark, you'll get there in pretty short order, but I wouldn't worry about it for now. Oh, okay. This place has a lot of random mobs attacking from over there, and they just get killed, so that's whatever. Oh. Is this the first time you see me? Yeah, it's the first time. Okay. Younger me. Okay. Having a Doctor Who moment here. No spoilers and all that. These little pathways will teleport you to random locations in this area. They contain shops, but since we got 0 loot from the last place, we have 0 money. When you have a transmogrification chest, it will turn all of the items in your inventory into gold. I'll tell you why when we get to that point in the plot. I don't know if we're going to make it this playthrough because we'll likely die. This novice mage is looking for a random magical artifact. That place is deadly, don't go there. And actually, let's go to the Shaylor starting zone. Here we go. So normally, when you start a Shaylor, you end up in the Scintillating Caverns. This place right here. Unlike the other place, this one actually has loot. Unfortunately, it also has caster mobs, so here's the story. These things usually have 1 weakness and 1 resistance. Hopefully you don't only have, in this case, light damage or you're pretty much fucked. I'm going to deal with them by activating my shield every time I see them and shooting them with arrows until they die. Other classes, it can be more or less of a pain in the ass. I missed that Cobra a million times in a row because these things have high evasion. And to be fair, they are tiny, so that makes sense, I guess. Alright, bees are very fast, watch out. And this guy's not in archer range, but we need to close distance. This is a spellcaster, and they hit pretty hard. There's a rattlesnake. Oh. Well, as an archery class, it's a good idea to reload instead of pressing 5 whenever you have an opportunity to do so. So instead of reloading, or instead of just waiting, I can reload, and that can be pretty handy. Let's see. And it worked out very well for us right there. We stopped because a copperhead snake. Yeah, I'll just move. Die, die, die. Okay. Mobs can randomly spawn as a playable character class. Oh, come on. There are 2 of them. They're called rare mobs. They can be a bit tough. Hopefully this one doesn't have any skills that are going to be painful for us. That one would have if I hadn't elected to switch here. Oh god, look at how hard he hit. That's madness, plumber. Okay, come this way. Wow. Alright, might die again. It's very easy to die at this stage in the game, but miraculously we got a longbow that isn't powered by magical disrupting forces. This one pretty much sucks, but it's still better than what we have. So this is our bow. It does 80% attack speed, with lower is better, and 6 range. This one does that too. Whenever I get hit, it will deal 12 fire damage to them, and it improves my resistances. That's pretty useless on a weapon in my opinion, but it's still better than what we have, even if only by default. So we'll take it. Killed him before he reached me. That's how we want it. This guy has really high evade, so sucks to be us, basically. Again, try and make sure you switch to your bow. I'm really bad about it. Here's a brass lantern, which won't be able to replace what we have because it's the same thing that we have. There are lights in this game as part of your inventory. Oh god. Okay, let's shoot the wolf. I can actually hit the wolf. Okay. There we go, like that. There's a bear. Oh, there's one of those things. So my shield's off cooldown. Hey. Okay. Bam. Everything dies. And again, rest pretty much after every fight. It says all resources are at maximum. Sometimes it will lie to you, just so you know. Check your bar, like right there. My shield wasn't off cooldown. My opinion is that my shield is a resource, that having it on cooldown is bad. Resting doesn't seem to think so. Oh, we can dodge his attacks, so we shall. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. When you level, you max out on HP. That is occasionally useful. Does this increase with spell power or willpower? Spell power. Okay, this increases with willpower. We just hit level 5, so we got 2 class points and 0 generic points, which is sad. But it's okay. We can put them to good use. Should we just max dimension folding? Yeah, I don't see any reason not to. We'll max dimension folding. For now, we're not going to worry about magic so much. And we're just going to try and emphasize willpower and dexterity, I guess. Missing more frequently than I would like to, so... Oh, a rogue. Oh boy, what's happening? Okay. Yeah, being blinded sucks, and because we start with phase door and shielding, we don't have any way of dealing with it. It's not good at all. Okay. These guys don't give a damn that I'm trying to hit them. They're not having any of it. Rest and move on. Those little molds can't usually move. There are exceptions to that rule, but... Oh, I should have equipped this earlier. Okay. Got new weapons, which just does more damage. So I guess the real question is this better or is that better? Definitely this one. Okay, unless this iron mace is even better. Nah, I don't think so. So this one does 5 fire damage on hit, but this one does 5 nature and 5 temporal. And since we have temporal emphasis as our character class anyways, and this gives a temporal damage bonus, it's better. So that's okay. This isn't very useful. Ah, okay. I'm just gonna shoot my way through here fast as I can. And pressing Z once you have the level fully explored, or as fully explored as auto-explore can make it, sometimes you have to dig for what you're looking for. What does this do? Oh yeah, that reminds me. I meant to... Well, it doesn't matter. I'm never going to be able to wear that, so it can just go. If you haven't gotten the transmogrification chest, you'll probably end up depositing a bunch of garbage loot on the floor. Can't really do anything about it, so... this is one of the enemies that duplicates itself like that. Usually they die pretty quickly. They're pretty easy to take care of. If they're rare, it can be a problem. They don't spawn more rares, but the base one can have so much HP and you can get overrun. Not really until later in the game though. Early on, their base HP is just so bad they can't really get anything done. Okay. Oh, please leave me alone, Mr. Snake. You're hard to hit. Why you're so hard to hit. One thing that's worth mentioning, if you miss with this skill, I thought that was the skill that if you miss with it, it doesn't matter. Apparently I'm mistaken. Okay. But yeah, there is a skill for some class where if you miss, then you don't lose your turn. But if you hit, you do. So that's something. Okay. Bears. I don't know why there are bears in a cave of crystals, but oh well. You know, in my mind, this seems like a hostile environment full of predators, but what do I know about being a bear? Nothing. Okay. And I lost my shield. Yeah, I don't like how the shields have such a short duration. But can't really do anything about it, so I'll deal with it. Eventually, I will replace this with some infusions, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Oh, right. Some of the slimes can't move either. Spotted a giant brown rat. In this place especially, I like to watch. You'll see ran for 6 turns and we stop because we spotted something. Giant brown rat. If it says crystalline entity or whatever, then you probably need to do something different because it might try and kill you. Alright, did we get anything interesting? I guess that's just straight up better. Wait, powered by... no. Okay. Wizard's Copper Ring of Darkness. Yeah, that could be alright for us. Sneak's Phase Rune Door. That's better than our Phase Rune Door, but... or Rune Phase Door, but not very much. And, yeah, we may as well put that on as well. Okay. Oh, God. Okay, so sometimes you get escort quests. We got this one at a very inopportune time. We're probably going to find the boss of this dungeon on this floor. Why is it still trying to target something that isn't even on the screen? Oh, good, a bunch of rare mobs. Yeah, I don't know about this. Probably gonna be a disaster. Oh, did I get pinned? No, I got dazed. Okay. Oh, okay, that was my fault. I was shooting her on accident. Oh, man. Not good. So, yeah, don't shoot the thing you're trying to protect. It's bad. You can see here, though, I didn't take anywhere close to 100 damage. I just straight up ran out of charges on my... or I ran out of time, rather, on my... yeah, that'll do. Oh, boy. On my shield. So, that kind of sucks. And he just killed that, that crystal to my right there. Just killed something. So, yeah, sometimes the escort quests are just incompletable. And nuts to this, I'm getting out of here. Let's see, random greatsword, which we're not going to use. That I will consider using. I'll look at that in a second. Okay, we're this is called stair dancing. We're going to rest up here just to well, survive basically. Interesting. I don't think I'm ever going to use that, but I'll hold on to it until it becomes inconvenient. Okay. Steel ring. There is a boss on this floor, so be careful about how you teleport. That guy's doing an annoying effect where he creates sort of a zone. If you go into the zone, bad things happen. Easy to explain, can be annoying to avoid at later points in the game. Not so much this one. There we go. Yeah, and look at that. You know, barely benefited from half of the effect of my rune. They just don't last long enough to be relevant in most fights at this level. So it ends up making Shaylor starts a little bit harder. So just be aware of that. Okay, here's the boss. Hopefully we're capable of killing him. But we'll see. The good news is that if we make it through this, we'll probably be good for a while. Against this boss, we might actually go through our entire shield. Yeah, you can already see he's pretty much given me the works here. Yeah, I can't get away. That's probably it. No? Oh, I gained another life. Okie dokie. Let's see, I should have rested. I'm in no position for this fight. I always forget to do that. I didn't die too often with my bulwark, so bit of a learning experience for me. Trying to do this with a so-called normal character. I just don't do enough damage. Kind of the great weakness of this class in the early going so far, from what I can see. And that's me being dead unless I get really lucky with that teleport. Yeah, that was lucky enough. Okay. Because that doesn't use any speed, well, I was able to get here at least. Where'd he go? Oh. Oh, I'm dead. Yeah, I'm dead. No? Oh, it didn't hit me. Never mind, I'm lucky. Unfortunately, while I'm regaining life, he's also regaining life. So, who knows where he went? Not me. I may as well rest up and start over. Kill this thing just for measure here. Oh! Oh. See, this guy doesn't even regenerate like the other boss did. Not as much anyways. Still getting a little bit of HP, but not like that other guy. Okay. We got the flowing robe, which is excellent. It gives lots of extra movement speed. And some spell power, which will be nice. I don't really care for the thorns effect, but I guess I'll take it. No. Not wearing boots, so what the hell? Move that to normal inventory and use it. Alright, we got a healing infusion, so now we can actually heal ourselves instead of being completely boned whenever anything bad happens to us, because our HP stays with us forever, whereas our defensive rune here goes away after a little while. I would have loved to have one for the last fight, but since I don't have any money, there's no way to really facilitate that. Where do I go from here? What level do I get this? 8. So I don't have a pressing need for willpower at the moment. Maybe... Oh wait, no, I'm gonna need that if I want it at level 8. And that. And then where to go from here? I think for now we're just gonna take a little bit more dexterity. Yeah, a little bit more dexterity. 24 dex. For all the good it's gonna do us. Wait a minute. I can just shoot him. And I shall. But yeah, my big problem with the runes of shielding is that they don't last long enough for you to fully benefit from their effect. So you sort of get the raw deal, so to speak. Even if it might protect you from more damage than you would normally be able to do with the default regeneration or healing infusions. Oh, what do we see? That's fine. Whoa, that's not... Okay. But, you don't get to keep it. You know, it's a very temporary thing. When we killed that thing at the end of our little quest in that starting town, we got a Rod of Recall. We're going to use that now. It has a 40 turn cooldown, so that you can't just like use it in the middle of a boss fight to troll the game. But all of this looks pretty bad, so we're just going to dump it. And that will deposit us here. I think we've covered enough ground for one day. We've got 0 lives left. We're at -1 lives, whatever that means. But, yep, I think I'm going to call it a day here. It's likely that this character is going to have to be remade because we died twice in the first dungeon. I really don't like how they do that, but what can you do? Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, feel free to like it, and let me know if you happen to be skilled at this game. Let me know what I'm doing wrong, because I just feel like I'm getting rolled over in the starting zone. Alright, see you later.